Welcome to another Empire Explorer live drone exploration here at the Bennett School for Girls in Millbrook, New York. This is Seth Colgrove, and I hope I have a good signal to show this for you, but this has been a popular site in posts as of late, and obviously it's a stunning building that's been deteriorating for decades now. Firstly, I should say that do not try to come and get in the building. There's a barbed wire fence perimeter. There's hundreds of signs saying don't do it, you'll get arrested. And plus, just look at it. It's collapsing internally and it's not worth the risk. But today we're going to look at the building, talk about its history. So as you can see, it's collapsing in on itself and not something you want to go inside. But it was originally built in 1890 as a luxury hotel. James E. Ware was the architect. And James E. Ware is one of the architects of the Mohawk Mountain House. Now, this is originally called Halcyon Hall, not Bennett School for Girls, but it wasn't long before it was closed down. In 1901, Halcyon Hall did not attract the patrons it hoped to, and it went bankrupt and closed. It was originally the brainchild of a New York publisher, H.J. Davidson Jr. This was going to be a retreat for the wealthy, where inside there would be artifacts and books and curiosities. But it didn't pan out like he wanted to. So, for most of its life, it was the Bennett School for Girls. They opened up as the Bennett College in 1907. And at first, it was a 6-year school for girls, 4 for high school, 2 for junior college. But it wasn't long before it was only junior college. And they would learn things like child rearing and fashion design, music and dance. And I'm sure there's some people who might chime in comments who attended the school. But by the 1970s, co-ed had become such a much more popular form of education that a girls' school like this couldn't survive, and it was in 1978 that it closed down. Since then, I think it has switched hands many times, and unfortunately, a lot of its destruction, a lot of its internal damage was from a water main burst. Now it's just rotting. There's been tentative plans for demolition for a long time, but I believe that because of asbestos inside, they have not gone forward in demolishing it yet. But I know a lot of people do want it gone. It's an eyesore for Millbrook, which is a pretty attractive and affluent town. But for people who like to see cool, creepy, abandoned structures, this takes the cake. A wood and stone structure and Queen Anne Victorian style. It's really a gorgeous building. Now there are additions on it that were later added, but we're going to just look mostly at Halcyon Hall. Once again, I do not encourage people to try to enter this building. It's certainly cool to come and look at from the street, but as far as trespassing and entering, not a good idea. Cameras, barbed wire fence, and just a completely unsafe structure. That's why a drone is so great. Until I lose it. I'm getting a weak transmission. I'll move back closer. Here's an addition here. There's a, I believe, gymnasium in there. But it's such a gorgeous building. I mean, even in its decay. Just look at that. The surrounding town of Millbrook. It has not been demolished yet. I think for many years they've been talking about demolishing it. But as I've seen somebody comment prior that it might be the asbestos inside that is keeping them from paying the cost of doing it. And as you can see, there's housing behind. Those are the people who will probably call the cops if they see you enter the structure. Used to be beautiful porches to come out and get a nice view. Not anymore. Now I know with the demolition plans that there was talk of keeping the stonework and incorporating it into a park. So that could be a nice possibility to keep some of its history alive. But I love this. Make sure I don't go into this tree. It's beautiful. It's beautiful stonework. This lovely balcony. Let's see if I can get a bit closer. And the roof has stayed intact pretty nicely. I'm no architectural or preservation expert, but it would be amazing if this was something that could be salvaged. Crazier things have happened. I think that's a tub. But this whole portion of the building, yeah, it's just wrecked. So there's another door to death. Pull out and give you a good glimpse. So you can see it's on a big piece of property. Easily visible from the road at this intersection. So it certainly makes for great photos, but once again, don't try to go inside or past this barbed wire fence. We'll take just one more look around. Oh, got a little sunlight for the last bit here. Get a picture. I will certainly be very sad if this does get demolished, even in its decay. It's a beautiful, beautiful building. Okay. Do one more sweep. And if you don't like the channel, I encourage you to go ahead and like. There will be more videos like this exploring lost places and historic sites around New York. But thank you for tuning in. That will be the end of it. How do I exit this live view? There we go.